The jewelry store on Lexington Avenue was bathed in warm golden light, each glass display case sparkling with carefully arranged gemstones. Diamond necklaces shimmered like starlight. Emerald rings glowed from their velvet cushions. The store whispered luxury, its aura reserved for a certain clientele. Or so they believed. A tall, poised black woman entered the store that afternoon. Her heels clicked softly against the marble floor. She wore a green-colored long dress. Her hair was straight, long and open, her makeup flawless. But it wasn't her outfit that caught attention, it was her calm, self-assured presence. The manager, a middle-aged white woman named Karen, glanced up from behind the counter. Her brows furrowed. Her eyes swept over the woman, once, then twice. Without a greeting, without a smile, she stepped from behind the glass and approached her. "Can I help you?" she asked, the tone unmistakably sharp. "We have price points that might be more suitable elsewhere." The woman paused, letting the insult settle. "I was interested in viewing your tanzanite collection," she said softly, eyeing the display behind Karen. Karen folded her arms. "That section is by appointment only." No such rule existed. But in that moment, Karen had made one. The store fell into a shimmering silence. Two younger associates looked up, uncomfortable. One of them bit her lip. The other hesitated near the register. Still, the woman didn't raise her voice. She took a deep breath, pulled out her phone, and quietly typed a message. 7 minutes, she thought. Because in exactly 7 minutes, everything in that glittering room was about to change. Behind her composed expression, her fingers had already pressed send. The message flashed across the screen of the company's regional director, her long-trusted executive assistant, and the store's internal CCTV team, all in one click. It read: "Urgent. Discrimination witnessed. I'm in store 17. No introduction. No service. Taking action in 7 minutes." The woman, Ava Whitman, founder and CEO of Whitman Luxe Jewelry, had built her billion-dollar empire from the ground up. Raised in Atlanta by a single mother, Ava had once sold beaded bracelets at school just to afford textbooks. Now, she owned 112 jewelry stores nationwide, each designed with elegance, precision, and, in theory, respect for every human who walked through the door. But this store had forgotten who she was. Karen, still oblivious, continued her charade. "We really don't do walk-ins for the tanzanite line," she said, gesturing toward the door. "If you'd like to try one of the other outlets, I can write down the address for you." Ava stared at her. Not with anger, but with something far more powerful, calculated silence. Customers had begun to notice the tension. A couple by the bracelets counter paused. One of the junior associates fidgeted, stealing glances at Ava. She knew who the woman was. But she was too afraid to speak up in front of the manager. Ava turned and slowly walked toward the center of the store, facing the glass logo that shimmered on the back wall. Whitman Luxe, EST 2009. She smiled. "Interesting," she said loud enough for everyone to hear, that a brand founded on inclusion would feel so cold in its own home. Karen blinked. "Excuse me?" Ava turned to face her. 7 minutes are up." Before Karen could reply, the front doors of the store opened with purpose. The sleek click of leather soles echoed off the marble floor as two sharply dressed executives in dark navy suits stepped inside. Behind them, a third woman in a corporate ID badge held a folder, her face unreadable. They didn't look around. They walked straight toward Ava. "Ms. Whitman," said the taller executive, "we received your message." Ava nodded once, calm and centered. "Right on time." Karen's face drained of color. Wait a second." "Ms. Whitman," she said, her voice wobbling. "You're the owner," Ava said flatly. "Yes." Karen's jaw dropped. I didn't know." I swear. If I had known. Ava raised a hand. That's the issue, isn't it? You only treat people with respect when you know they're powerful. But it was a misunderstanding. No, it was your assumption, Ava interrupted. You assumed I didn't belong here. You assumed I couldn't afford what I helped design. And you tried to escort me out of my own store. The HR representative quietly stepped forward and handed Karen a sealed envelope. Effective immediately, she said. Karen's hand trembled as she opened it. You're firing me. But I've worked here for 11 years. And in those 11 years, Ava said, stepping closer, you've no doubt made others feel unwelcome too. You just didn't realize you were doing it to the wrong woman this time. Karen stumbled backward, humiliated, eyes darting to the customers and staff now silently watching. One of the junior associates who had stayed silent earlier whispered, "Thank you," under her breath. Ava turned to the staff. Discrimination doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers through policy and posture. Not in my stores. Not anymore. The room remained frozen, not with tension now, but with revelation. A reckoning had begun. As Karen gathered her things with trembling hands, the store stood in stunned silence. Her heels clacked unceremoniously on the polished floor, a contrast to the elegance she once enforced. Her face, once so smug with authority, was now pale with shame. She exited the store, but the echo of her actions stayed behind. Ava turned toward the staff. I'm not here to ruin careers, she said gently, but I am here to protect dignity, mine, yours, and every customer's. The room exhaled. A weight lifted. A young black sales associate named Jasmine stepped forward, eyes wide with emotion. Ms. Whitman, she said softly, I've worked here for 2 years. And I've seen this happen before. To others who didn't have the power to fight back. Ava nodded. You shouldn't have to watch injustice and stay silent to keep your job. Jasmine swallowed. I was going to quit next week. Ava placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Then stay. Help me build something better. Let's fix this, not just here, but across all our stores. She looked around. You'll all receive retraining, on equity, racial bias, and inclusive service. Not as punishment. As an investment in who we claim to be. The associates slowly began to smile. Some even clapped quietly. Ava turned toward the Tanzanite case, the same display that triggered the incident. She asked Jasmine to unlock it. Carefully, Ava picked up the exact earrings she'd come to see, the ones she had designed 2 years ago and named Rise. As she held them up to the light, she whispered, funny how the things we create can be turned against us. But today, we take it back. She placed the earrings in a velvet box. Send these, she said, to the girl who was turned away last month. I read her complaint. We didn't respond. This is our apology. The following morning, headlines buzzed across social media. Black CEO denied service at her own store, fires manager in 7 minutes flat. The clip, captured discreetly by a customer near the ring display, showed Ava's calm authority, the firing, and her final words about equity. It spread like wildfire. Within hours, news outlets picked it up. Twitter lit up with praise. Black entrepreneurs, civil rights advocates, and even celebrities reposted the video. Customers began flocking to Whitman Luxe not just for the jewelry, but for the principle behind the brand. But Ava remained quiet. She didn't chase headlines. Her team handled the press. She had other things to do. That weekend, she returned to the store. It looked different. The air felt lighter. Staff smiled genuinely. Jasmine greeted her with a soft nod of respect, not out of fear, but pride. Someone's waiting to meet you, Jasmine said, leading Ava to the front. There stood a girl, no older than 17, dressed in her Sunday best. Shy, clutching the velvet box Ava had sent. She was the one who filed the complaint last month, Jasmine whispered. The one we failed. Ava knelt slightly to meet her eye level. Do you like them? She asked. The girl nodded. They're the prettiest thing I've ever owned. They're called Rise, Ava smiled. Because no matter how people see you, you always deserve to rise. The girl's mother teared up quietly beside her. As they left, Ava looked out the window of her store. The same display sparkled, but now, the reflection in the glass showed more than elegance. It showed accountability, growth, and something rarer than gold. Justice. Ava walked back inside, shoulders high, smile calm. Because sometimes, the strongest response to racism is not rage. It's reform.